Subscribe to Film Companion for your film fix. Hit the bell icon so you never miss an update.
Tiger, always good to sit down with you.
Thank you.
Now, you're not going to remember this, but we did an interview a few months after Hero Panti.
Okay.
And you had told me that you always want to be the first choice of a director.
Sure.
You said, I will not do a script that's gone to somebody else because I want to be the first person in their mind.
Sure.
The only exception to that rule was Hrithik Roshan.
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You said, I will do a script that he said no to.
Yeah.
So why has Hrithik always been such a hero for you?
Well, I was always amazed by the things he could do on screen, you know. And for me, he was. I'm fascinated by larger than life heroes on screen and superheroes, and for me he was the closest to that. And you know, the things he could do, nobody could do. So I was like, man, someday I want to be like that. And he's sort of just been a constant source of inspiration in my life. And
even before you knew him, or did you always know him because your dad worked with them?
We did. Well, I was around 3 or 4 years old during King Uncle, and I had accompanied my father on that shoot. And Hrithik's dad was obviously the director, Rakesh ji, and Hrithik was assistant.
Yeah.
And there's this story where, you know, Hrithik sir said, you know, my dad used to be very hard on me, and I was, you know, just another assistant, and our hotel was different from, you know, my dad and your dad's hotel. And so the only time I got to go to the good hotel was when I, you know, when your dad told me, when your dad meaning Jackie Shroff, told me to take care of my son. And so he came to my hotel and
to hang with you,
to hang with me, and he's like, yeah, I was ordering orange juice and this and that, and because we weren't getting all that stuff in our hotel, so I thought that was a pretty amazing story.
So you were his ticket to a good time.
I guess, yeah. So I guess that's our first meeting, and then years later in IFA, Malaysia, I don't know what year that was, 2015 perhaps, is when we met, and he presented my best debut award. And that was, you know, I forgot about the award. I was just looking at him only. I was like, wow, man, I can't believe I'm standing next to you. And then he tells the host that Ranveer and Arjun are the hosts. He said, guys, you're making everybody dance except you've got two who can dance, and you're not making them dance together. So then we ended up doing a jig together on stage as well. And
Are you serious?
Like, yeah, and that was like one of my all-time highs in life.
You know, I remember you telling me that your dad is a natural star.
Oh yeah.
Right? And you said that if I was to stand in a frame with him, nobody would notice me.
Probably.
Now, I would argue that so is Hrithik. I think he's a natural star.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
first frame say,
Absolutely.
he was a star.
Absolutely.
So what did you have to do to be noticed in the same frame as him?
Oh gosh, well, I have really pushed myself to uncharted territories. And
Really? In what way?
Well, I don't consider myself a star. I don't consider myself an actor. I consider myself a laborer, and you know, I really had to get out of my comfort zone. Had to bring in new facets, new elements to the craft that I don't possess, that I didn't possess. And I'm very thankful to my director and my producer for presenting me in a new light. So, you know, Siddharth sir would literally hold my hand through every scene and take me through these workshops, because here I am, you know, standing in front of one of the most established actors and superstars of our country. So I've got to, there has to be a proper give and take for that whole scene to work.
Yeah.
It can't be one is to an extreme and the other is to another extreme. It probably wouldn't come to life as well. Luckily we've managed, but I don't want to say it myself. You watch the film and then say it.
What type of workshops did you do?
Just a lot with the character, a lot with the scenes, specifically for the film. So a lot of readings with my director, and how he wanted me to play the character, and just very specific stuff like that.
But that's very interesting, Tiger, because all we've heard about the film, or the loudest thing we've heard is the 4 action directors and the spectacle and, you know, all of that. And you're talking about actually doing script readings for the character.
Yeah, because action is sort of second nature to me, and that was not my concern.
Yeah.
My concern and my end goal from this film is for people to take back who Khalid was, who my character was, and how did he impact the film, and how did he help Kabir take the story forward? That was my concern. The action was just a decoration for me, honestly. I'm more interested in people watching the dynamic between the two heroes and the chemistry that we share.
Yeah. You know, in the trailer, your character Khalid tells Kabir that "Jo bhi sikha hai, aap se hi sikha hai."
Yeah.
What did you learn from Hrithik watching him work?
You know, I realized even after so many years, and you know, after all that he's accomplished and all the success and adulation, he's still as hungry as ever, and he still is as insecure as ever, in a very good way. You know, as in for every shot, he's insecure about bettering himself, about doing something different. And I see that hunger in every single sequence, even if it's as simple as a walk from point A to point B. You know, for us seeing the monitor, that walk will look perfect and he'll look superb, you know. But for him, he'll see some flaw. Perhaps it was just a look. Oh no, I should have walked, you know, like this, and I should have looked here and then looked there. You know, he's just so meticulous and so detailed. But these details only he can see.
Right.
The Aam Janta like me, we're like, whoa man, what a walk by Hrithik and this and that. You know, but he's really hard on himself. So I realized that, you know, there are so many layers to the craft, and you know, most of the time, at least in it's for actors who are starting out like me, you know, we're just scratching the surface. You know, it's very superficial, but he's so deep, and you know, he reacts so differently. He delivers lines so differently, and he doesn't do the norm. He always breaks the pattern. So a lot to learn from him.
It's very interesting to me, Tiger, that you think of yourself as a laborer. What do you mean?
Well, I mean, I'm a mazdoor literally. I mean that I've got to really go at it, like day in, day out. I've got to grind, I have to go through the grind, and nothing comes easily to me. You know, it takes time for me to grasp a concept, to grasp even a dance step, a line. You know, it takes
really,
a
you
lot.
make it look so easy.
Well, to make it look easy, you've got to really be consistent, and you've got to just go through the grind and the repetition. So yeah, that's what I mean by it. I really work at it like 24/7.
You know, both of you are such massive action superstars, but Hrithik also can pull off a Super 30, or at least attempt a Guzarish.
For sure, yeah.
Tiger, you're sticking to action,
Yes.
right? And what that means is that, so Baghi 3 will have to have better action than War, and Rambo will have to have better action than Baghi 3.
Yeah.
Is that even possible? I mean, how much can you push this?
You know, I've come to a point in my life where the action is secondary for me. It's what is the emotion behind that is driving the action. You know, for example, Baghi 2, I don't think it would have done the numbers it did solely on the action of the film.
Sure.
Because most of my films, all my films have had action. So what is it about that film that took it to that number? I kept asking myself that, and then I realized that, you know, the incentive, the maqsad behind the character to do what he do. What is he fighting for? Why is he fighting? What is the cause? What is his drive? So I think the script is, you know, is the mother of everything, and then the rest are just decorations, really.
So what you're saying is that for these two films, then the content and
The
why your
content
character is
has
doing
to-
the
yeah,
action.
Yeah, I mean, audience nowadays are just so ruthless, and so, you know, you can't cheat them, you can't fool them. So you've got to give them substantial stuff and substantial content, not just the spectacle.
You know, I was watching this interview you did, and you were talking about how you take everything seriously, and you said even social media, and that
Yes.
you read all the comments.
Yes.
You've got millions of followers. First of all, how in the world are you reading all those comments? But also, how do you deal with the negativity?
Well, I've been getting the trolls and the memes and the negativity from my very first film.
Right,
You know,
right.
even before my film released.
Yeah.
So it's something that I've grown into. I'm sort of used to this, and I think it's part and parcel of our job right now.
But it doesn't hurt at all?
It does hurt. It does hurt, but you get stronger, and sometimes that negativity can also be taken positively, because there is some positive critique and feedback to get, from whatever him or her have to say about me. And that's something I keep very dear to me. They say keep your friends close but your enemies closer, and there's so much to learn from everyone and everything, really.
But it's never sort of made you question yourself in any way that's really kind of serious?
It has a few times. It's made me doubt myself quite a few times. But I do a lot of self-talk, and I've learned to believe in myself and to believe in my strengths, and I've also been getting a lot of love, so that's not something that I can oversee. I have to accept that as well, and then sort of come to a balance. So yeah, I can't complain. I'm in a very good space right now. Yeah.
You're a happy Mazdoor.
I am, exactly. Yeah.
You'd also back then said, Tiger, that I'm a very insecure actor and I'm driven by fear. I'm motivated by fear.
Sure.
Is that still the case? It's been a couple of years. It's still the case?
Absolutely. I'm driven by my fears and my insecurities of not being able to do things. I want to make my weaknesses my strengths. And that's the constant goal, really.
But success doesn't bring security?
No, it's the opposite, really, because now it's raised the bar. It's raised the bar for yourself. The audience have an expectation from you, and that is the insecurity, is will I be able to deliver again or not? Will they call me a fluke or what,
So it just keeps going.
It's a vicious cycle. Yeah.
Where do you find peace then?
Every Sunday, my cheat days. Very peaceful. Just shut out everything and it's my time.
You told me you eat ice cream.
I eat everything. Yeah, but ice cream is definitely on the top of my list.
I see you at the gym, Tiger, with those punishing weights.
Yes.
Week after week, month on month. What keeps you going? Like, how do you just tell yourself that, you had once said to me, I remember, that it's boring, but I have to do it. Mm-hmm. How do you push yourself to do it?
Well, there's a certain image that I've sort of carved for myself, and there's a certain image that the audiences see me through a particular lens through. I've been accepted for that, and it's something that is my bread and butter as well. So it's something I really respect. It's given me so much. So it's like the gym is like a mandir for me. It's where I meditate, and it's where I go through my rituals. So it's just part of my being now. I can't do without it.
So apart from that cheat day, you never wake up any morning and say, damn, I just don't want to do this?
No.
Really?
No. I feel very, I have major goals, and I'm very hungry, and I want to accomplish them at an early age. Very big inspirations and big shoes to fill. So it's that thought that drives me every day, that I've got to get better than I was yesterday. I've got to beat the Tiger Shroff of yesterday. It's as simple as that.
Nice. And what's the next goal?
The next goal is for War to do sufficient business at the box office, and for our work to be appreciated, for my character to be appreciated, and I'm very excited to express a new Tiger Shroff on screen.
Can't wait to see it.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Hi guys, my name is Tiger Shroff, and if you like this video, please do subscribe to Film Companion.